Thursday, February 27th, and the Dome Foamers podcast is back for season 3. I'm your host, Christian Kruger, and as always, I'm joined by Neil Mieski and Brian Dorton. We're just lifelong Astros fans that love to talk about the Stros. So, boys, let's go. Season 3 is upon us. So this is our season 3 episode, start of the season episode 74 in honor of Clay Weatrick. So here we go. I'll make sure and drop that name for those Victoria. Guys, spring training is here. Here we are. We have news and notes to talk about. We have the beginning of the season. And I feel like there's a changing of the guard. And just the change that went on, it's going to be a different look Astros. So before we dive in,
big time,
some of the changes, here we are. We're a month away from the season starting. Spring ball is already taken place. There's been some cool stuff to see. So I'm going to throw it, Neil. Give me where you're at, thoughts before we kind of dive into this whole thing.
Yeah, there's definitely a different feel, right? I mean, it doesn't mean we're not going to contend and push ourselves towards a World Series appearance, but it's a different feel in doing that. I mean, we've got some different bodies in different places, and I know we're going to touch on some of that, but it'll be different. The confidence and the swagger isn't quite the same, and just mainly because of new faces. We don't know. There's a lot of unknowns. So that's where I am. I'm still optimistic, still excited. I think we've made some positive moves, but I'm not sure that I'm saying that we're headed to the World Series just yet.
All right, Gordon.
all right. So I'll jump right out of the gate on Neil. I'm just going to jump right on you here. How many
Do it.
like really new faces? Are we talking really? Because did we have a first baseman last year? Did we have a steady right fielder last year? I feel like we there is one obviously new face, but I think that Paredes is in a pretty good position to step up and fill that hole. I think it is kind of true though, having an entirely new infield for some reason, including second base, which we'll get on, but I'm not surely understanding that. But like, really, our outfielders not terribly different. Our pitching staff, I mean, we've got a lot of the starting rotation coming back. I don't know.
Well, let's touch on the changes. So
Okay.
yeah, let's touch on them. So
it feels more different than it looks, I guess, is what I'm getting at.
yeah, I mean, I get it. It is different though.
Yeah.
Bregman signs the Boston Red Sox for 3 years,
Whoa.
$100 million. I don't want to get into the deferred money and stuff, all that
Great
stuff.
deal, Boston. Just great deal. Good job.
I mean,
I think it's a really good deal for Bregman.
Yeah. You think?
Yeah, I mean, it tells you that and we said this on the last episode, and I think the episode before that, he was never signing here.
No.
Nope.
Never. And said that, and it plays out that way. And, all right, so be it. So Isaac Paredes is going to be the third baseman. That's going to be interesting. You know, he should, again, what did I just say? He should feast at the ice box, because I'm not going to call it his now name. I'm going to call it the ice box. But we'll see. I mean, Bregman's defense was underrated. He's one of the best that there was. Obviously, we know about his clutch performance, but Bregman's done. Like the Bregman conversation doesn't need to be talked about until the Red Sox come back. So now it's Isaac Paredes. Obviously, we know we talked about the Christian Walker at first base. I'm really interested in seeing how that goes. And then the thing that I can't wrap my head around, and I don't know if I'm just so used to seeing Altuve at second base for 12 years, or whatever the number is. I thought it was 12. It might be even longer than that. I mean, this left field thing, I don't get it. It came out of left field. Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, I understand it if it is a play to whatever, like make some moves to try and keep a player, right? Like if they're making moves to try and like, okay, we're going to try and do what we can to keep Bregman, even though he had no intention of staying whatsoever. But I'm gonna do my part to do what I can. But now that ship has sailed, what are we doing?
Well, here's what I think they're going to do, and I don't agree. I mean, I don't know, man. So again, we've got almost a month, maybe 3 weeks plus that we have spring ball. I'm assuming the free agent signing of Brendan Rodgers, who was a high draft pick, who's never really performed, is going to be the second baseman. He hits left-handed. He crushes righties, struggles against lefties. So I'm assuming he's the odds-on favorite to be the second baseman. And then, that's the way that they're trying to get a left-handed bat in the lineup. Yay. I mean, I don't even need to pull up his stats. They're not wonderful.
They are mediocre. Got him up.
And half the time he hit in Colorado. So
yeah.
I mean, yes. So I'm assuming that's going to be the second baseman to start. You've obviously got Peña at short, Walker at first, Paredes at third, Yanair at catcher, Altuve in left, center field. Again, I've only seen 2 or 3 at bats, but Jake Myers is a disaster. I've seen him hit 3 times this year, and guess what he did all 3 times? Yep.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, you have Chaz in right, who is another person who needs to go back from 2 years ago and wash last step up. So I don't know if they're trying to soften the blow of the worst outfield production-wise in Major League history and be there. But I don't like McCormick and Myers in the lineup together. I don't. Now, we also signed Ben Gamel.
Ben Gamel, yeah.
Ben Gamel's got a great arm, great defender. Does this not sound familiar? I mean, left-handed bat, which is different than McCormick and Myers. So he does hit righties well. So he'll be a platoon player, which I think and he was with the Astros at the end of the season last year. And behind him, I mean,
fine.
He's a classic 4th outfielder.
Yes.
There's only 3 outfield spots, so that means Myers and McCormick are going to play together some. Altuve in left field, I don't know.
Well, Neil, and you got Dubon still in the mix, and what's his role?
They have DeCenzo. They have DeCenzo in the depth chart out and left as well.
Yeah,
I would rather have DeCenzo in left and Altuve at second base.
Yes. Yeah, I totally agree. Maybe this is just a spring training thing. Maybe it's let's get some reps. I don't know, right? I have no idea.
I'm not sold on Brendan Rodgers being a part of this.
Then who's going to play second base?
Dubon, Biggio. Yep. I don't know.
Dubon is a better outfielder than Altuve.
Yeah, but of the 2 of those, I would rather keep Altuve at second base, keep Altuve home, and put Dubon out and left, and you've still got a utility guy, but just go ahead and play him more. Jeez.
Well, and I mean, it's not like you want Dubon playing every day, So it's it is interesting. I have no idea how this thing shakes out in second, left, and I mean, Arenado's name's still kind of floating around for whatever that's worth. I mean, that could still just be late season smoke screen to get him going, but I mean, I agree. DeZenzo, those types of guys. I mean, I have no idea. I have no idea what this looks like.
Arenado stuff's a long shot.
Sure.
But who knows? For me, and I know we've had this offline on tech. I mean, it's all about what's the cost. Like, I'm not giving
Sure.
up. You know, if you're talking about a prospect and a lottery ticket and having him play third and move Paredes to left, I mean Paredes to second, and now to
Right.
okay, all right, I can maybe get on board with that, but what's the cost? Like, I'm not giving up a top flight prospect. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Right. No, I agree. I agree. Yeah, there's just, and maybe this is the new face feel that the uncertainty. I
Yeah,
mean, there's so much uncertainty in what direction these guys are going, and when you're used to just, writing in the name Bregman for the last, what, 7, 8 years,
yeah,
um, at third base, you've wrote Altuve in at second base, and you're not doing those two things anymore. Uh, yes, Christian Walker at first, that's new. Second base, we're saying it's not Altuve. That's new. Shortstop is still Peña. Third base is Paredes. Left field is Alvarez. Oh no, we don't, it's not Alvarez. It's Altuve. And then so, like 2 days into spring training, they said Altuve wasn't playing left today because they're saving his legs because he's running out the left field. How many times are we going to hear that?
Yeah, yeah,
I know.
yeah,
I mean, and I'm just like, holy smokes. So, and yeah, I mean, y'all have nailed it. Just the Zenzos, the Myers, the McCormicks, the Dubons, the Hamill. Uh, I mean, good grief. Where does this, where does this thing finish? And that's what spring training's for, to sort
yeah.
through that. Well, there's a lot of sorting, whereas in the last, the golden era, there hasn't been as much. So that's what makes me very uncomfortable right now.
Jordan said this, and that's kind of where I was going earlier. He said, if you're trying to get a piece to add to the lineup and put Altuve on left field, fine. Well, that didn't happen, and then we just decided to move Altuve anyway. Like,
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
and what's he going to do when he crashes into that metal scoreboard?
Yeah.
Disintegrate?
Mm.
I don't know. Tons of
Yeah.
questions. Ton,
Tons.
tons of questions. I don't know second base. I mean, I brought up Rogers' name. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's the Guillermo, Guillermo.
Guillermo
Yeah,
or Gilmore,
yeah. He's jobs.
Giormi.
That's really what we're going to go with when we move Altuve to left.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
here's the depth chart on the Astros website for what it's worth for second base. It says Dubon, Altuve, Rogers, Guillermo, and Zach Short.
Zach Short won't be the guy.
Sure. So then left field is cool too, right? Starting left fielder again on their website. Altuve, Dubon, Trammell, Alvarez, DeZenzo, Gamble. So, um, like, okay.
All right.
One
Okay
of
then.
those one of those six is playing left field in
Man,
some order. Yeah, I don't know. It sounds like they may push Dubon. The Rogers guys to me is a little see what we can get out of him. If it doesn't work, no harm, no foul. But Dubon may just be pushed into a role that I'm not sure he's capable of meeting expectations day in, day out. And we're taking a guy who's who's good as a part-time guy and making him a full-time guy, and sometimes that just doesn't work.
Yeah, that's
Well,
fair.
it is fair. You know, it tells me, it says there's a lot of people that need to step up then, like a lot.
Oh gosh. Oh man, yes.
And,
Yeah.
like you have to have some all world years from multiple people. And so that's going to lead me. I mean, we can get into the pitching probably next episode because that could take a whole another.
Yeah, I mean, let's go ahead and but we haven't even touched on what a rotation looks like yet, by the way.
I think the rotation's fairly simple. I think okay, let's dive into it. We can go into more detail next episode, but I mean, it's going to be Fromber, Hunter Brown, Blanco, Aaron Getty, Wesniewski
Yep.
are the five probably starting. Who's the sixth guy is? I don't know. I don't know.
Do.
I don't know where we are with Garcia. I'm not even going to talk about.
I know who it is. It's the guy that's right here in my screen. Yeah, yeah, that guy right there.
Any guy at all.
You don't have faith in this guy? What?
Lance McCoffey.
Man, he's been gone 4 to 3 years. Somewhere's in there.
Yeah.
But he is caffeinated. He is good to go, baby. He is good to go.
Going to come back probably all-star break. What shape is he going to be in? You know, I mean,
phenomenal.
Unbelievable. I mean, he's throwing 88-mile-an-hour fastballs up there. Are you kidding me?
So, right.
And bragging about it?
Right. Season, we're going to do the over and unders on things. I'm going to have it. We did that, and that was a really good exercise, and we enjoyed it. I
killed it.
Javier's over and under is going to be 0.5 innings for the year.
Oh, under. Lock of the year.
Same with Lance Mieski.
Under.
Over.
Under.
Way over. Comes out of nowhere. He's trustworthy, guys.
So there's any questions? I mean, I don't know who the sixth guy is going to be because I don't know if we have a sixth guy.
Okay, so let's talk about injured guys. Luis Garcia, Lance McCullers, Javier's, JP France. What's his status?
Who cares?
Yeah, but I mean, we're talking about a sixth guy right now.
We need bodies at this point. And there were a couple of games that he pitched lights out last year.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
2 years ago. Correct.
They've got Ryan
2 years ago.
You mean a sixth starter in?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan Gusto is listed as a. I mean,
Ryan Gusto has some potential. He does. I'll tell you, a guy looked good today, and we've brought him up on this podcast before. He's also battled injury, but he's nasty when he's healthy. From the left side is Colton Gordon. I do think we're going to see some points this year. Not saying he's going to break with the team. Not saying Ryan is going to break with the team. You also have AJ Bloombaugh, who is, I mean, all those guys you're going to see at some point in Houston.
Yeah.
Now, who the sixth guy is, I don't know. I mean, I have not. I don't know what the status is on Garcia. I don't. I'm afraid to know. You know, another big Neil fan is Whitley. He's probably gonna.
Oh man.
He's gonna make the team. He's gonna be in the bullpen. I bet you they give him the shot to be the seventh inning guy.
Yeah.
Brayu is the eighth inning guy, and Hader is the ninth guy. I have no idea what he's gonna amount to. I have no idea.
Load up on your Rolaids, boys.
Yeah,
man.
That's fair.
Stress and Whitley somehow. Stressley, isn't that what we had? But it was, was it now Forrest Stressley?
Yeah, this is Forrest Stressley. No, not yet. Not yet. I'm afraid the W in Whitley may stand for walk. That's what I'm afraid of.
Well, this is all of a sudden this got very doom and gloomy. So
Hey, hit the like button now in the tab below.
Like and subscribe.
No charge. There's no charge to this, by the way. This is all free.
we'll do
Somehow.
we'll do season predictions in the episode right before the season starts.
Yeah.
And we'll do over and unders. Let's talk about. All right, let's talk about this. I will give everyone. We all have the right to change in the episode before the season starts. But let's talk about who do you think is going to be the Astros' best player? Who do you think is going to be a breakout player? Who is going to be the best pitcher? And I don't mean just by stats, but just
who's going to be the guy?
Well, who's going to be? Yeah, I mean, whatever. If you think it's that, if it's the guy, I get it. But like, who do you think's the best pitcher on the mound? That's fine. And then who's going to be an unsung hero? I don't know. However y'all want to do it.
Let's go one at a time.
Who do you think's going to have? Who do you think for the Astros in their current roster, or what we think is going to be the current roster? I'm going to start with the Irishman. Who's going to have the best year as an Astro? And remember, these are not locked in until the week before the season.
I mean, my first gut choice says Yiner, but I think I picked Yiner last year, and that didn't work out so well. I think I was all in on Yiner having the year of his life last year, but this time I think I might mean it.
You go
a little bit more.
You go in there for now?
Yeah, I think for right now.
Okay.
I feel like the guy's just got such pop on the bat. Like he's got the potential to be a superstar hitter.
Okay. Mieski?
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, I know.
This is Yordan Alvarez. I mean, he is our best player.
I hope so.
You're next. I'm done.
Yeah.
If I'm going to say anything, I mean, he's the guy, right? To me.
That's the obvious choice. And hard not to pick that one for a number of reasons. I'm not gonna double down on Neil, even though I think that's probably the answer. No, and I'm gonna opposite of what a player that I refuse to name did for us. I'm gonna go the opposite. I think this player at the same position is going to hit behind Yordan, and Yanair is going to hit behind him, and I think he is going to hit 35 home runs, 100 RBIs, and bat about 265, 270. And I think it's Walker.
Yeah,
first baseman.
Yep. I think it's. I mean, if he can hit a fastball, he's going to get them, and I think fastball. So,
I like it. I like that too. I think that's a huge.
Honestly, it has to be like he has to have a year.
Yeah.
Because if he doesn't, then I mean we're like doomed.
I mean, we've got a little bit of depth there with John Singleton.
Yeah.
I mean, we're only going up at the position, no matter what.
Yeah,
we're going up.
100%. But I just think he's done.
No, I agree.
You know, I think he's going to feast because they're going to not let Yordan beat him at least early.
Yeah, I agree. But I don't think I'll push back on like if he doesn't have a season, we're toast. Like I think if he is anywhere near average, we are better at that position than we have been in the past few years.
No, we are, but we can't have him be average because we have so many other holes. Like
Fair, but
we can't.
Yeah, because 7, 8, 9 is not exciting right now. or dependable going off of last year. No, I agree. I think both of y'all's picks are very. I mean, those are the guys offensively that
They
we're
need
going to
to,
lean on.
yeah, both of them are going to have to step up. Paredes is going to have to come in and do some stuff too.
Sure.
All right, let's go. Breakout player. That can be a position a player or a pitcher. Breakout player.
Oof.
Mm.
I'll go last. Eee. I'll do this. I'll go first, and this is going to be a long shot. I'm gonna say DeZenzo.
Mm. That would help us tremendously if he was.
I think got his feet wet, dipped his toe in the sand, all that kind of stuff, and I'm just hopeful for this guy. I mean, I'm just I don't know. There's just been something about him that I've kind of just been encouraged along the way. I don't know where he fits in.
I feel like he's your
Yeah,
Joey Bats. That's what he is.
Joey Bats.
I I'm I mean, I'm not gonna cry if he got traded.
I didn't.
Not I haven't said anybody did. What are you saying?
I mean, maybe light tears, just light tears.
Well, at least we still have Kikuchi on the roster. All right,
Yeah. Um,
Soft
it
toss.
is Joey Bats is off the roster for sure, right? Like I can't pick him.
correct.
Okay. Um. Oh man. Like maybe I would I read something interesting that was basically McCormick goes back to average. That is that would be fantastic.
Would be. It would be.
Oh gosh.
And
Now,
I'm like with the asterisks that I'm going to change this in a couple of weeks.
yeah.
Right now, I would say Chaz breakout being going back to average.
I would
Listen,
love it.
here's the reality though. The last 2 years, he hasn't been average.
Yeah.
Oh man, if he could just get to average.
Well, I mean, well above average. He was like ridiculous, and last year he was well below average.
Yes, he could just get
Yeah,
anywhere in between.
yeah. I mean, that would be good.
That's
That
a good one, Brian. I like that.
Yeah,
well, you have left me a lot of options.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Trammell's still out there.
Yeah, no, not going there. I I'm gonna go someone that I mean I don't I wouldn't classify him as a breakout last year because he struggled and then had some good starts. But I think if he can you know expound on last year and be even better, then 100% he would be a breakout, and we're gonna need him, and it's Spencer Aaron-Getty.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah,
And again, as Dorton's clearly stated, subject to change.
yeah.
But if we can get that guy to be, solid, that's a huge help for the rotation. Because he was forced into action last year. I'm not sure he
Oh
would.
yeah.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
And he was very Jekyll and Hyde. He would give up 9 runs, and then he would throw a one hit, 1 run, 4 hit shutout. Or
Yep.
quality start. So that's gonna be my guy for now.
I
That's
like
fair.
that one. I
That's
like that
fair.
one. I've got and again, I'll just throw this name out there as a maybe an honorable mention, maybe one, but Caratini, and again, I just don't know where he fits, where he really gets his time. Obviously, last year he was a
Is he on
good,
the?
yeah, he's 40 man.
No, I know, but is he? Where is he on the depth chart? In
He's got
behind?
he's
Yeah,
second because Salazar would be third, I believe.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah,
But
I just
nowhere else, huh?
his yeah, I doubt it. Oh, he's first base, last
First
one there,
base, right?
sick.
Yeah.
Um, I just, I liked how he basically forced their hand last year to play him,
Yeah.
and that was cool. And I think if he could do that again, that's a helpful piece. The
I mean,
problem is,
that's a bat that's on the bench right there.
sure, I mean, I guess the problem is you're not. I mean, there's the balance with the DH spot, but if you're playing Caratini at first base and Christian Walker at DH, okay, but if Christian Walker's not in, I mean, are those signs of Christian Walker's not having a good year? Those types of things.
Mm.
Christian Walker's not going to DH. I mean, he's too good defensively. And yes, Neil, if he turns into the player that we're not going to name later, sure. But
Right.
he's so good defensively. Like,
Oh yeah.
I could see Caratini DH in a ton
Sure.
when Jordan's not DH, when Jordan's in left. Um, the issue is,
Two sec.
well, if something happens to Yanir, he immediately goes to catcher, and now you have to bring up Salazar, and it's that whole mess. I mean,
Yep.
it's not ideal to play both your catchers in the starting lineup, and for a number of reasons, I get it.
I
Yes.
agree. I agree.
But Caratini, especially from the left side, man, he can hit.
Yeah. 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 Those are candidates.
All right, pitcher of the year.
I'll go. I think and this time I mean it again. I think Hunter, and this time I mean it. I think Hunter has his year.
Okay, he had a good year. He had a really good year last year. After his first 6 weeks were horrendous.
So he did turn it around.
Well, I thought I was made an absolute awful pick. Then he back to Sugarland, and all of a sudden, my pick looked better because he was my guy last year. But we need him to step up, no doubt. Neil,
Yeah, and I didn't think about this at the beginning, but Forrest Whitley, I could change my breakout player to that guy. I'm serious. I, but as far as pitcher of the year
Yes.
goes, uh, I mean, I agree with Brian. I mean, Hunter Brown's the guy.
I think he needs to be the guy. Like, he doesn't need to be a breakout. He needs to be the guy.
Yeah, I, I, I can't, or I'm not going to pick Fromber.
me either.
Oh,
Uh,
you'd be a head case to
yeah.
pick him.
So I may go down the list here, and I may drop a Brian Abreu on you,
Mm-hmm. That's
a
fine.
guy that 2 years ago, I mean, flames, and then last year there was this whatever, not
Yeah,
not the dominant guy that we'd been used to or had seen the year before.
It was almost like as soon as the suspension got him, I don't know, like
Yeah,
it feels like he never came back from that.
yeah. He didn't pitch good last spring either. Remember we talked about this. Like,
yeah,
I I said this is concerning, and
you
he didn't
did, you
good in the
did.
spring. He didn't. I would love
Yeah,
for him I would love for him to be the knockout eighth inning guy. That would be awesome.
yeah.
Sure.
I think there's a chance that. Who am I missing? That was because Abreu 2 years ago was he the setup guy or was he the seventh inning guy?
He's set up.
2 years ago.
Yeah. It was him and then Stressley.
No, I think they went back and forth. He was some, and then also Neris. It was him and Neris.
And
Neris.
Maris, yeah.
That's who I'm missing. Neris. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I think maybe, again, role changes, all those kind of things, expectations. But you called it in spring training before the season that things weren't on point. But I'm 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 just hopeful that he becomes who he was. But again, I mean, if you're making me pick, I'm picking Hunter Brown. My second choice, not to be repetitive to Brian, is Brian Abreu.
Hunter Brown, we need Hunter. I hope Hunter Brown pick. Obviously, I'm a Hunter Brown fan, as y'all know. I hope that's the pick. I hope that's the guy. I'm not gonna pile on and pick three. I'm not gonna do that. But I mean, look, we need him to be the guy because then he's gonna probably be, without a free agent signing, the guy next year.
Yeah.
Because Frommer won't get re-signed by the Astros. So we'll talk about that at a later date. So it needs to be Hunter Brown. He needs to continue to develop and be the guy like he was at the end of last year. My Astros pitcher of the year is going to be Josh Hader.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope so. God, I hope you're right there.
You and me both, brother. I hope I am.
No more Brandon.
Oh,
No more.
I know nothing. I hope. I think the stress leave Hader deal was weird last year.
Yeah.
And I think
yeah.
they said good thing, even though Stressley always looked mad when he was being pulled and not closing. I'm hoping that's kind of free and clear, and let's let Hader do what he's done historically as being one of the best closers in Major League Baseball history. So
Right.
I'm going to go with Hader as the guy.
I like it. I like it.
Sure.
All right, let's I hate the unsung hero, but maybe a player that has a good year, a breakout year, even though we did a breakout player, but that is kind of maybe doesn't break with camp. Maybe he does break with camp. Just somebody that we're not expecting to be a legit, big time, big leaguer contributor. Anyone have any thoughts on who you think that might be or who you want that to be?
Here's who I want it to be, and it has nothing to do with his last name. I really have enjoyed watching Caleb Ort fire the ball.
It has everything to do with his last name.
It has a little bit to do with his last name.
Orton.
But no, like that guy fires it. And I would love to see him get some control and be a solid middle reliever. Coming in for an inning or two and just shutting it down. I would love it.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going with Forrest.
Of course you are.
Going Forrest.
Okay.
Run, Forrest, run.
Run, Forrest.
Get it done.
If he doesn't do it this year, he's no longer going to be an Astro because he's out of options and everything.
I mean, is he in his 30s yet?
he may not see May. I mean,
I feel like he's the crash. He's the crash whatever of the Astros. Crash Davis.
I know I make comments, but like he has all the potential in the world to be that guy, but he's got to do it. He's got to.
Yeah, he's just never been able to live up to the hype with all the, I'll just say, issues that he's crossed over in his career. So
funny that we're going to go 3 for 3 on pitchers and all 3 different names. So that tells you that there's somebody's gonna have to step up. I'm going with Colton Gordon. I've been a fan. He's battled injury. I like what I saw today. You got mid-90s coming from the left side, a funky delivery. He's probably going to be a bullpen guy, which that's fine. We need those too. I'm going to say he's not someone that they think is going to probably break with camp, but he will be a piece that will be a solid contributor and an unsung hero for the year.
Sure. Yeah. All 3 and Brian, I know we're joking, but I do like Caleb Ort too.
Yeah,
I've said it from day one when he came out there. I mean,
next episode, and we'll have another week or so. Next episode, I'm going to dive into the roster. Like we'll have a better idea, of who might be in the bullpen or the bullpen options, because you'll start seeing it narrow down, as they play spring training games.
Yeah.
We'll have a better idea, and then we'll talk about that. Yes, it's we said it's the top of the podcast. I mean, there's definitely more questions.
Yeah.
So someone's got to answer those. We got to see guys step up and people that step out. All right, let's talk about one final thing, and then we'll kind of wrap this bad boy up. Cam Smith, my God, is he the right-handed Jordan Alvarez?
He has started off impressive.
And I say that cheek, of course, because
Yeah.
I like doing that. 2 walks for his first 2 at bats, 2 home runs next 2 at bats. I think he went 1 for 3 today. I did not catch, what he did today other than the stat line. This is the kid that was the number 1 draft pick, 14th overall by the Cubs that we got back from the Kyle Tucker trade, who played a little bit of minor league baseball last year and did well in a short amount.
Yep.
So this year, I'm assuming he'll start at Double-A and probably quickly be moved up to Triple-A. Short, compact swing, polished. They say he's a third baseman.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a great arm. I mean, he does. I'm not sure he's not a right or left fielder.
Yeah.
I haven't seen enough of him with the glove if he can stay at third base on a regular basis. Maybe he can. But athletic, 6'3", 225. He's a big dude.
I was gonna say, I did not realize just how massive this dude is.
Yeah, he's not. 225 is probably light. Like he's a big dude.
I mean, when I saw, you see clips and you see this with him in college and minor league stuff, but when he's standing out there in spring training and he looks like,
Yeah.
I mean, he has, I don't want to put the bad mojo on him, but he has the Pena build. Kind of looks like me, just rocked up. And but
Yeah,
6 foot, like what'd you say, 6'3"? Yeah. He just looks
yeah,
like
he's way
crap.
taller. I mean, you're right. He's rocked up like him, but he's way taller than Pena. I mean,
Yes, yes. Right. And so that was the part that was my first like, oh, like he's not this, you know, even 6 foot tall guy. Like he looks like, and so I understand what you're saying when you're saying the right-handed Jordan. I mean, this guy is a massive human being that's only going to get larger. So yeah, just stature was impressive, and then obviously, uh, you know, his tools are impressive.
if he rates in Double-A and then Triple-A, does he a September call up?
I think some of this, yeah, I wouldn't say I'm not waiting for September if he's smashing. Uh,
Yeah, it's just so different facing everyday Major
I
League.
agree. Here's the other factor, right? If we're putting him, I mean, I'm hoping he's going to get outfield reps.
They say he is. I
Right.
mean, they say
Okay.
they say he's gonna third base is his position now, but he's
Yeah.
gonna get right corner outfield reps as well.
I just think it could come down to what is the McCormick, Myers, DeCenzo, what does all that shape into?
Yeah.
In whatever form or fashion. And again, we've talked about moving Paredes to second base, and that's a possibility. Um, I probably worry more about his defensive stuff than his offensive stuff, but we've said this 1,000 times. Smashing in spring training, smashing in Double-A, that does not always guarantee.
Yeah.
No. So there's yes, there's concerns, right? As far as is he major league ready? Well, no, not yet. But I think his arrival could be dictated maybe more so by what the others in front of him aren't doing. Um, so
After,
that's my view on that.
after spring ball, is he going to Corpus?
I mean, I think play him at Corpus for a month, because he hadn't had a ton of minor league ball
Yeah.
because he was at Florida State. Now he did well. I mean, he hit like 310, 7 bombs in a short stint. So you probably send him to Corpus for 6 weeks, and then if he's raking there, then I mean, let's go. He's going to Sugar Land.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, I saved this. I saved this because I think I know, even though I don't necessarily agree with it. Do y'all know who's going to be the starting second baseman of the Astros next year at opening day?
Next year.
Uh,
Yep, next year.
I'll call it. Altuve will start.
Okay. Neil, do you have any idea? Any guess?
Yeah, I can't think of his freaking name. The the high draft pick or the high prospect that we have.
Yes.
The short guy.
Yeah, Bryce Matthews.
Matthews. Yes, thank you. Gosh
Yeah,
dang it.
I heard Dana Brown say that's where he's playing this year, and I went, oh, okay. Now I see what they're doing. The issue that he has, he strikes out too much. Okay, so if he can cut down that, then I'm assuming that's what they're doing. Is they're going to do a transition year, see how Altuve plays left field. Let's have a stopgap, whoever that may be, and then Bryce Matthews. Who I was never convinced he was going to be a shortstop. I thought he might be a center fielder, third base, second base.
Yeah.
Sounds like that he's going to be the second baseman next year. So I would see if he hits enough, which I think he'll hit. It's just a matter of he cuts down the strikeouts. I think he'll be up on the team mid-year, if not sooner. He's athletic.
Ah.
Got to cut down on the strikeouts.
You said you think he'll be in this year?
I think he'll be on the club if he hit. I mean, he's going to hit, but if he cuts down on the Ks, I think they're going to give him a shot at some point.
Okay.
And hearing Dana say that he's going to be primary second base this year, I went, okay, now I see what they're doing.
And he is, I'm trying to pull him up. Is he left-handed?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, he's not.
He's not?
Right.
He bats?
No.
Does he not bat left-handed?
No, he's righty.
Yeah, he is right. You're right.
Okay. All right. Yeah, where's he start?
Oh, he was in Sugar Land at the end of the year, so
he did finish up there. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, he was your number one guy
2 years ago.
23. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think that's where he's the heir apparent. Now, here's a name that we haven't talked about, and we'll wrap this up in the next couple minutes. I know I've been a punching bag for this guy, among others, but I do think this guy's on the clock. What are we going to get from Jeremy Peña?
It'll be interesting.
This is make or break.
Oh.
This is year
4. Right?
Yes, it'll be 4. I think I agree with you on the fact that this is an important year. I don't know that I'd go as far as say make or break.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be important for his contract and going forward and like negotiating his
break. If he struggles like he did last year, he now becomes a tradable piece that's controllable.
Right.
Okay.
With a potentially crowded infield.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Paredes, does he play any short?
He's played some, but I mean, I don't think
that's not a vision.
I don't think you want them there every day, but yes, he can play it. I'm telling you.
And
if he doesn't hit and he cannot hit that outside slider,
February 27th, we're complaining already about him just throwing the slider.
He's still proven he can hit it, but he becomes a controllable piece at a position where teams will want a shortstop that they could get something for because he has 2.5, let's say All-Star break, 2.5 years. Now we have to be out of contention, and hopefully that's not the case. But I'm just saying this is a big year for him. He can't hit 230 again and or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like we've got to, and plus when you lose Tucker and Bregman, I mean someone's got to pick up the slack.
For sure. And I guess that's even a better point. I mean, I'll save it. Just our lineup. That's a whole nother talk.
Yeah. We'll talk about We'll talk about that next week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Peña. All right, you ready for this?
Yeah, fire away.
Just Peña WRC plus stats. You want them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
22, 102.
Take it I would take that every day of the week right now. Let's go.
23. Where'd he go?
94.
Ooh. I'd think lower. I'd say mid 80s.
97.
Okay.
24.
94.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
100.
Wow.
Wow.
He hit 308 last year. I'm sorry, he had OBP 308 last year. He hit 266.
Yeah.
He had his best year batting average wise last year.
What was his on base percentage in 22, 23, and 24?
We had 289 in 22.
On base percentage?
Yeah.
Holy
No
moly.
way.
That's terrible.
324 in 23, 308 in 24.
Why? So are we clouded by his postseason? And so has he been the same guy? He just had a incredible.
It's phenomenal 22.
He had
Well,
he had well, I mean, like he had an incredible World Series. He frankly got us a World Series.
he needs to get on base more. He's too fast. He needs to find a way to get on base more. But that's strikeouts. The strikeouts are the problem.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised with those numbers.
22 in 2022, his strikeout percent, he struck out 24.2% of the time at the plate. Last year, 17.1%.
See, we're blinded by the postseason.
Completely.
Yep.
Like he is like hitting wise, he is improved, if not gotten a little bit better in some areas.
Yeah. He's improving.
Mm.
He just doesn't mash. He doesn't hit home runs.
Year four, that number needs to be. He needs to be around 340 on base, 110, 107, 108, 109 WRC plus, 20 home runs. And
That would be fantastic.
That's not a stretch. It's not a stretch.
I'm gonna have to think about this one a little bit. This one caught me off guard.
That's where he needs to be at, man. Like if he's at a 108 WRC plus, 20 bombs, 340 on base. Like,
yeah.
Let's go.
Huh.
He doesn't get on base because he doesn't walk. That's the problem. He's
No.
a free swinger.
Yeah.
All of the fan graph projections have him just projections anywhere between 99 to 108 WRC plus.
Who has him at 108?
Oopsie.
Okay. Yeah, read this. What's his on base? What's his home runs? What's his stat line there with 108?
So, his stat line at 108, he's hitting 266. What did he hit last year? However, his on base percentage is 316, slugging is 413, and he hits 18 home runs. With
I would take that right now, but I want him to be around 330, 340 on base. He can.
On base, yeah.
I mean, but I would take 18 home runs and I would take 266 right now.
Yeah. 72 RBIs.
Right now, I'd take it. I'm good with that. I would all right, great year. Good year. I would take that right now.
He had 20 stolen bases last year.
I know.
He's fast as crap.
He is fast as crap. I mean, he doesn't get on base.
Just doesn't.
Yeah.
You don't know it.
I mean, that almost doubled his 2022 year. He had 11 in 2022.
How many walks did he have last year? Or the last three? Or yeah, the last three.
If this doesn't have it, it's just percentage walk. How about percentage walk?
Let me
3.9%.
Oh, but go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have it in front of me.
Okay.
Peña.
Free swing. I mean, if you think about it, once you get past, hopefully Paredes, Jordan, Walker, Diaz. I mean, the other guys, and Altuve to a certain degree, but those other guys, we've got to manufacture runs. I mean, we have to manufacture runs, and so we got to get on base.
So he had 22 walks in 22, almost doubles it the next year, 43, and then goes back down to 25. Strikeouts. Here's another one. Strikeouts, he goes from 135 to 129 to 111. Again, so sometimes some perception, that's what I'm finding out here is my perception of him and the reality of him is better.
Yeah.
The reality of his numbers are better than I really.
No, my eyes tell me enough. I don't believe it. What's he hit with runners in scoring position?
I don't have it.
Yeah, we'll look. We'll wrap this up. A couple things. Yeah, but I mean, you are to the point, to Dorton and your point, Neil. You're right. We're clouded by the ALCS and the World Series clearly.
Yeah.
So, but still, he needs to do more when you lose Tucker and Bregman. So, we want to keep this pretty close to an hour. So, a couple things I want to touch on real fast. I am taking my son's baseball team to the Texas State game against Grand Canyon on Saturday as a little
nice,
because next Monday the season starts, and here we go. I love baseball season.
Awesome.
And it's about to get crazy. Those Bobcats took down who did they play Tuesday? And what happened?
That was an incredible game. That was awesome. Whoever that pitcher is fired up. Old boy is ready to go.
Take the mighty Dorton's Aggies.
Yeah.
So,
who's saying that the Bobcats are a bad team?
Well, I mean, they're not ranked.
What are you going to do with rankings this early?
I know. I don't know why certain teams rank number one, but they won't be. So I look forward to taking my team there. I've got my Take Back Texas hat on that I got from Staunch Outfitters here in New Braunfels, Texas. They got the let's see, let's go this way. The old Bobcat on it.
Oh, nice.
There's the old Staunch little logo on the back. So I wanted to shout out to a local business. I wanted to make sure and give them a little plug. Look forward to taking. I mean, it's baseball season, man. It's going to be like 80 degrees. Let's go. It was like 20 a week and a half ago, and now it's going to be 80 degrees. Typical Texas weather.
Yeah, no kidding.
Look forward to having a guest in the next episode or two. We're in some talks. I'll tease at least that. A baseball guy that I've got to know and loves to talk about both pro baseball and college. So hopefully we get to do that. And boys, anything else we want to touch on before we wrap it up?
That's it. That's all I got.
All right. Well, it's glad to be back. Season 3 is here.
Good to be back.
And we'll get on a regular rotation here with all of our kids and all of our sports. And I look forward to it. We're about a month away from the season start, so it should be fun. With that being said, go Stros.
Go Stros.
Go Stros.